Absolutely picturesque. The moon and Kerbal in the background. Perfect. Hello and welcome, friends! My name is Frenzy here, bringing you some more Kerbal Space Program Career 1.0. We are back in the saddle, as you can see me here taking some missions, flyby moons, some science missions. So hopefully that'll kind of give us a little bit of money. Yeah, so this is my rockets to do a mooner flyby. So nothing particularly crazy, just should get me there. I have a couple liquid fuel boosters, which is actually kind of unlike me. I'm usually more of a solid booster guy, but I think it works out pretty well. They're pretty cheap in this case. So we're gonna go ahead and do moon flyby. For some reason, I cannot say those words today. But hopefully this should be pretty straightforward. So that's kind of our goal for this episode, is to do flyby. Alright, so long story short, I am finally back. I'm in my apartment. I have subpar internet at the moment, so I'm working on getting that upgraded. So that's going to be kind of a delay for getting some videos out, in addition to the fact that I'm just a little bit busier now since I've moved. But nonetheless, I wanted to pump out this episode. I finally fixed my KSP game. I basically just had to go back, completely do a clean install, reinstall the mods that were updated properly, and basically just kind of start a new career and pretty much just get up to the point where I was. Basically, I went up to the point where I was doing like kind of high orbital science. So that's kind of how that got fixed. Everything has been perfect, no crashes whatsoever. So I guess something may have just gotten corrupted when I maybe uploaded a mod or something like that. So everything seems to be fixed, thankfully. So this hopefully should help me kind of be pumping out some videos a little bit quicker now, thankfully, that I got that all fixed and caught up. So if anything looks different, that is why. Completely heads up. I think I have less money than I actually did at that point, so if nothing else, it's just a little bit more of a challenge. And this rocket is flying quite nicely, as we had a nice separation there. Thrust to weight is not ideal after separation, but science. Yeah, let's wait to do that. I don't want to kill poor Valentina. She's my only pilot right now after we lost poor Jeb. Poor Jeb, I believe it was a couple episodes ago. So yeah, the main goal, do a moon flyby. That's kind of our main mission. Start to catch up a little bit, to get everything caught up, get you guys kind of caught up. Channel is going quite well right now, so I appreciate all your guys' support. It is awesome. You guys are amazing. I appreciate it. And Valentina is having so much fun right now. It is amazing. And so I'm pretty excited for moon flyby. I thought I would just kind of do this. I think I'm going to need to unlock a little bit more tech in order to get an actual moon landing. I think what I really need is solar panels. I think that will definitely be essential, as well as probably some other landing, or maybe some additional, what am I trying to say here? Yes, let's get this science. The PR nightmare is worth it. Valentina's nice to save up here, so we're not worried about it. She's pro. She's just awesome. So yeah, so I think I'll probably just unlock a few more things, maybe some different fuel or something. I'll figure it out. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say here, but nonetheless, we will get it done, because we do things in Kerbal Space Program. So we're having a pretty good go of it right now. This rocket, it's very long rocket. It's probably not my best design, to be honest. It's very simple, very straightforward, which is not necessarily a bad thing when you're just doing a moon flyby. I'm gonna hopefully get a free trajectory. So basically, really, all I have to do is really just kind of fly by, and it'll take me back, basically. So that'll be ideal. Get some more science here with Valentina, because she is a science-getting machine for certain. We definitely need to collect as much science as humanly possible. We will need it very much so going forward. I may in the break between, I think next episode I will definitely land on the moon. So what I'll probably end up doing is maybe, I don't think I got low science over the moon in terms of height, altitude. So I might go back and do that kind of between episodes just to save a little bit of time, because I'm trying to keep this series fairly short. I like to keep it between like 10 to 15 episodes, And those episodes do fly by quickly. So we're already on episode 4, so we don't have a ton. We're almost halfway done, really, or close to it, which is good. We want to do that. Many of the mods, I'm going to do a span the solar system, which I'll kind of talk about as we get closer to the end of this episode, or the end of the series, I should say, a little bit more. That's kind of what I want to do. I think it's kind of a cool idea, a little bit more lengthy of a series that I'll kind of end up doing. But so many of the mods that I need to be updated in order to do it are getting there. Still, some of the few critical ones that I need are still not quite in yet, so we're going to have to wait. And it looks like they're going to be doing another hotfix for KSP, so probably going to delay things even more, but we'll see what happens. I'm just going to kind of play that one by ear. Once all the mods get updated, I will do that. So it'll be a little bit much longer series. Probably around maybe 30 episodes is kind of my goal with that. So we fly around Kerbal here on the night side. Look at the moon. It looks so nice. So majestic. And we'll go ahead and do our burn here. Maneuver node. So let's go ahead and get ready to start that. So we time warp a little bit to get us a little bit closer. There we go. Perfect. We'll make that burn pretty quickly. LV909s are pretty nice for sure. Not in atmosphere anymore. They nerfed them, which is, I think, is a really good thing. I think they were a little bit overpowered, so I think it's a good nerf. I think that's a good thing. They're still very good in space. I think they may have gotten nerfed just slightly, but they're very, very good, which is absolutely 100% what we want. Absolutely picturesque. The moon and Kerbal in the background. Perfect. Man, I still get chills playing this game. I mean, it just, every time I see this, I just kind of, I can only think about like what the Apollo astronauts must have thought when they were, 250,000 miles away, from Earth, looking back at Earth and near the moon, and it just blows my mind. Like every time, I think what's one of the reasons I love Kerbal Space Program so much too is the fact that it really gives you perspective. Just makes you think about, Earth as kind of a whole, and just the fact that, think about all it takes to get to the moon and to get back and all this time, and it's just, I look up at the moon and I always see like, man, like, we landed on that, and that is impressive. That's one of the reasons I just love KSP. It just gives you kind of appreciation for space and science, and for some of the accomplishments that we've done. And I'm gonna go ahead, and I think what I'm gonna do is, because I feel like I'm a little nervous with the heat shield and everything. I think they fixed it with a couple of their updates, but I was flipping out a few times previously, like in previous updates, and so I'm just a little bit nervous, and I have tons of spare fuel here, so what I might do is just kind of go to the other side and maybe burn downward. I think I'll probably end up on the night side when I do that, but that's okay. Oh man, that just looks so cool. The clouds too, I really hope they add like stock clouds, even though the EVE mod pack is pretty awesome looking too, but it would be nice to have stock clouds. It really adds so much. A small feature really adds so much, which is, I feel like it's kind of a theme of KSP. Just kind of small things do a lot, which is what you want. So we're gonna flip around here and begin our burn. So I'm just making my orbit a little bit smaller here. I'll probably bring it down and maybe make it touch the planet so we can hopefully get a nice safe return. I need to do a little bit more testing to actually see what's kind of the safest way to go about really just, getting down back through the atmosphere, particularly when we're coming back, at higher speeds when we come back from the moon. One of the things the Apollo astronauts would do is, I believe they'd kind of skip off the atmosphere, I guess, to kind of distribute the load of atmosphere going through the atmosphere, kind of all the heat that's kind of ends up being generated for that process. So they would go through it and they'd kind of skip back up, and then they would go through it again. So maybe that's something I could try to do as well. But we'll try this out. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably bring this down to maybe like 20,000 or so, just to kind of not overdo it. We don't want to spike ourselves into the ground, and I think that's pretty good. That's not too bad actually. So let's go ahead and time warp ourselves here forward. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be coming down on the night side. Apologies on that, but we're landing pretty close to the KSC, on the ocean on the western side, which is not bad. I probably should just burn this fuel to kill some more speed. I think that might be a good idea. That's not actually the worst idea. I mean, why not kill speed if we have the ability to? Because it's only gonna burn us up. Otherwise, if we keep going fast, and this fuel is about to go to waste, because I'm about to go ahead and ditch this stage as we kind of open up ourselves, get that heat shield facing. Looks good. Looks good. So we'll see how this goes. We cannot afford to lose Valentina. I'm gonna stick it to retrograde with the pilot skills there down in the bottom center. I think that's pretty beneficial to kind of keeping the heat shield the direction we want to be oriented. As we see, I don't know what is it, Midness on the horizon? It's pretty big looking, whatever it is. That's a distant object enhancement, so that's pretty cool. Now we're starting to get some atmospheric effects now, which always one of my favorite things in this game, especially now that it actually matters. I think that's really cool. Before it didn't, and so it was just kind of like, oh, it looks nice and everything. But now that it actually matters, you get camera shake, which I love the camera shake. Some people do, some people don't. I love it. I think it kind of adds kind of a nice feel to it. And we're starting to heat up a little bit here, but so far it's holding pretty steady. That's actually not that bad, really. Yeah, blader's starting to go down. That's good. We know it's working. And I have everything kind of in that storage container underneath my capsule, which is good. I love those. Those are really useful. One of the problems I always had with like deadly reentry in mods was it would you have parachute science on the side, and sometimes if you just kind of caught a bad angle, it would just blow up or it would catch on fire. So this kind of makes it a little bit easier here. I'm gonna go ahead and get off the retrograde marker here. We'll keep it. It's not bad. Not a bad thing to do that. Let's go ahead and set up our parachutes properly. I probably should have done this in the VAB, but I always forget. So we'll go ahead and do this. I think that'll be useful. Let's go ahead and open this up, and I can deploy these. They're kind of like drogues. They're actually not drogues, but they function as that in this game, which is not a bad thing. We're coming down pretty nicely here. Very, very scenic. Valentina is still having a lot of fun as she comes in for a landing. I think the only time she's ever not happy is when she's standing still, which is good. We like that. Let's go ahead and time warp a little bit here. Get these these parachutes are actually kind of wigging out. Yeah, definitely wigging out when I time warp. That's okay. We'll say it's heavy wind or something like that causing us. And so we get ready for touchdown, splashdown here. Boom. Right, tip ourselves over here and close this up. It looks good. So we got a ton of science, got a ton of funds, which is good. Those missions helped us a lot. So we'll kind of go ahead and I don't know if I want to upgrade these anything else yet. I'm gonna need to be able to do surface samples when I get to the moon, because that is a big science thing. So maybe I'll earn some money in the downtime between episodes. Earn some money, maybe do a little bit of like low moon science. And that'll be kind of what I'll do between episodes to kind of pace things pretty well. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. And in terms of what we need here, I think absolutely 100%. Having those big engines are not a bad thing. The boosters too. So we have some options, but I think ultimately, I think electricity, landing is good too. I think I can get away without having landing though. I think that should be okay. I'm not too worried about it right now. RCS is good too. RCS is kind of an essential thing as well. Pressure barometer, which I could do more science with. I don't know if they've changed the pressure barometer as well to where you can do it outside of atmospheric. I thought I read something about that, but I could be wrong. Let's go to electricity, or our electric stuff, because we know we're going to need that 100% to do any kind of moon landings. So we'll go ahead and do that. Maybe we'll do RCS or landing. But in the meantime, again, thank you guys so much for all your support. Subscribing, please subscribe if you haven't already. I always appreciate, always helps me out when you guys subscribe, and I like to kind of have you guys building this community up. All the comments have been amazing. Seriously, you guys really inspire me to do more work. From all your positive comments, it means a lot for sure. And go ahead and tap that like button as well. That helps too. If you go ahead and tap that, it helps. Let me know I'm doing something good if I am. If not, dislike it as well. You can. I'm not offended. Finally, make sure you go ahead and any comments again, suggestions. Again, I love to hear them, as I said. They really help me out. So you guys are giving me a lot of good constructive criticisms as well. So that's always helpful when you're in this line of work, getting that feedback from you guys. So if there's anything I can do to make this thing a little bit better, let me know. And next time we'll go to the moon. I think that'll be our next goal. Well, thank you guys for watching. Again, tap that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, tell your friends, and finally, I will see you next time.